I got a bag of rubber bands that is. Look at this guy, he's having a bad hair day. I've been getting completely inundated with kale, so I'm just starting to bunch it up. I got some elastic bands from Officeworks, so now I can actually gather it up and bunch it up and give it away to friends or neighbors. Pretty good. Seems like some good stuff. I'm just spreading a bit of this nice, fresh, homemade compost underneath the base of the plants to give a bit of nutrition, as I'm not really going to be taking the plants out, so I'm going to strategically add the compost around the existing plants. Got a nice bit of worm action in here. Good stash of broccolini. My broccolis seriously do want to go to flower. I've been trying to stop them going to flower by cutting off the little florets, whatever you call them. I think I'll just end up getting rid of them and getting ready for some new planting for the summer planting. What's this sneaky bad boy doing? Ooh. Didn't see you hiding there. 2 for 1 special. Couple more Swedes. Ratty. This raised bed is completely overrun with self-seeded parsley. I'm going to bundle it up, give it away to friends. I might see about making something new, maybe like a parsley pesto. So let's harvest some of this, or let's harvest all of it. And ideally I'd like to make some space because I want to put some of my homemade compost on here so I can grow something different, because I'm not that excited about parsley. It's quite good, it's quite tasty and it's good for you, but I just don't really, doesn't excite me. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to have some fun, not just to grow what's healthy. So let's get rid of it. Well, the sugar snap peas were fairly abysmal. The absolute, I got 3 sugar snap peas from it, I think, before it died. So, hardly worth the effort. What did you do with my bloody parsley? It's gone. Well, that's the parsley harvested. I've thinned out some of the plants, removed a few of them just to make a little bit more space. I just found that this lettuce tray was just sitting in here, kind of rooted into the bed. So I thought I might as well plant some of this out, because you can never get enough heads of lettuce. And there's some of these red ones that I haven't really had much of this season, so hopefully they'll grow a bit so I can have some of those red lettuce. Oh, this one's not iceberg, this is a bit of a spiny leaf. I think this was the mixed lettuce. Well, that's exposed my carrots. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Just spread my wings and fly away. What are you chomping on? Asparagus. Geronimo! Well, this compost is really quite dry here in the middle. So we had some pretty nice wet, juicy stuff on the top. But yes, it definitely needs to be wet and turned. So let's do that. There's a shoe in the compost. All right, we got some brown onions in. Don't know if that's going to be too late for brown onions, but we will see. Looks like we got 3 chuggias. The papa, the mama, and the baby. Getting a good old haul of peas. Not bad, not bad. I'd say our peas days are numbered. Got a bit of the old brown spotteroo. Shiitake. Get a few shiitakes for breakfast. I was just getting a bit of nice morning sun as usual in the front garden, picking out some of those weeds as my morning meditation. And I noticed that the coriander is starting to bolt. And I'm also really liking the look of the rainbow chard and the silver beet. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to chop up some bunches of the silver beet and the chard. And I'm also going to see about getting some of this coriander chopped out before it all bolts. Let's give it the old chopperini. I seem to have 3 different colored chards. I've got one green stem, one white stem, and one red stem. It's Snail City. It's a cool looking lettuce. Juicy. My extra early sweet corn F1 took a good old beating yesterday. The sun killed a lot of the seedlings. I'm seeing a bit of yellowing on these leaves, so I'm going to get my pumpkins and watermelons potted on ASAP. I'm also going to get my beet Crosby Egyptians potted on, pot on my Tuscan kale. Some of the capsicum sweet chocolates are coming up. Some of my Egyptian spinach is coming up. Got a few tomato wild sweeties on their way. We've got a new round of the Parisian pickling cucumbers, and those ones are on their way. And I can see an Armenian cucumber as well. These ones are supposed to be quite big. I haven't tried those yet. We've got a ton of asparagus that has not yet germinated, and it's been in for about 3 to 4 weeks. Although I just saw one little Mary Washington pop up, and now there's a second one. So good news, we are getting a few pop up now. It has been pretty cold, so I think it just needed a little bit more warm weather. It's a big beast, the green macero or something. We've got one little purple Sicily cauliflower that's decided to come out late. I think it's pretty much at its max size already. Another year and another round of Flanders field poppies. We're going to put in one of our miracle trees. We've got two different ones here. One has been grown from a large cutting, and you can see that the shoot from the sides come out. So that's one way to propagate them from a full-size tree. The other option is to take one of the dried out pods that's mature, and you can take out the seeds, and just like this one, it's germinated relatively easy. I think it's time to get a couple of pumpkins in. Get ourselves a nice Forellenschluss lettuce, I think. Not a bad little lettuce. It'll go with my steak tonight. Coriander's in flower. Might have to grab a cabbage. Oh, another sugarloaf cabbage. These cucumbers are growing all right. I think we can pot some of these on. And the Armenian. Ooh, I didn't think that these asparagus UC 157 F2s were, the seeds were viable or something, but I can finally see one popping up. And we'll let the rest of the asparagus mature a little bit. They're going quite well now. I think we need to get some of these chives cranking too, get them in potted on. These are the Wild Sweetie cherry tomatoes. I grew these from seed in my shade house, and I think that they're just about ready to go in. I've amended this patch here with some of my homemade green waste compost from the big bays that I've got going. I'm going to get these in the ground fairly deep to make sure we got a good amount of roots, happening on their stems. Once they're in, we've got the cages that we can put over the top. I can put some of my shade cloth around there because we are moving into the hotter part of the year, coming into summer. Now that we've flattened off the backyard, we're ready to get some trees in there. But the soil is very barren, so I'm making sure I'm getting plenty of homemade compost put all around the area. I found this blood orange up north at one of the nurseries. It's a cool little variety that they were a little bit upset that I'd found between some of their other more common varieties. I've been growing this feijoa for quite some time. It was a little seedling that had self-seeded under one of the large feijoas of a customer. I thought I'd chuck it in and see whether I can get some fruit on it. Don't mind a free tree or two. Currently got a bit of an obsession with artemisias. I found one that I really like the look of and took a cutting of it and managed to get that growing, the little silvery one here. I also found a few other ones at Bunnings too. We did manage to get a couple of apples. Got a red one and a green one. Hopefully we get some delicious crispy apples at some point in time. This ghetto compost bin is ready to make its first debut. We haven't received any compost from this yet since I was gifted the 2 bins that I've been filling up since last summer. It's mostly kitchen scraps from indoors, organic material, so it should be pretty good quality. So we should be able to get some random germination from fruits and vegetables that I've put in there, but not too much around weeds, which is good. I was a bit worried about this, that the roots might have moved in from some of the trees and plants around here. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a tough time to break it apart, I think. Look at this guy's ready to eat my fingers. You ready to eat my finger? Ready to chew my finger off? Yes, you are. My little tomatoes are responding well to the planting. They've been in for less than 2 days and they're really taking off already. The thyme's growing well. The oregano's looking good. The mint is going well too. Smells real good. This is the spearmint. Smells a bit sweeter. I've got a coffee plant in the ground in a bit of shade, so hopefully that'll be happy there. I thought my comfrey had kicked the bucket, but it is back and healthy after a nice winter rain. I'm gonna chop off most of the leaves and throw it in this bucket here, so that way all of the nutrients can leach into the water, and then I'll be able to use it sort of like a free sea salt around the garden. All right, it's time to get some of these asparagus in some bigger pots. We've got some pretty good germination and they're probably not gonna have much more advantage just sitting around in these small Charles Dowding trays. So I wanna get them into some bigger pots so they can start to form the crowns. Yikes. Over here. Not bad. Holy moly. She's swarming.